What's going on, my friend? Once again, it is your boy, your host, your mate, Arachnid Soul, coming to you today. I forgot my name for a second. With something a little bit different, a little bit more laid back, a little bit more casual, if you will. And I just thought today, let me give the people a little something in 2022. Not the people. Let me give you something, you individual out there listening right now. If you're new to the channel, thank you for joining me. If you've been here a minute, thank you for being here a minute. I hope you stay a minute. Hope you wiped your feet on the welcome mat in the way in. Let's talk about something. Let's talk about one of my biggest fears in gaming. I don't like, as you're seeing right now, Fallout 4 footage. I do not like these Mirelurk crabs. These are the creepiest things. A lot of people don't realize it, but these are the same crabs from the Elder Scrolls series, because the Elder Scrolls series is set arguably in the same world as the Fallout series. Elder Scrolls taking place in the past, Fallout taking place in the future, and these things have morphed. It's actually a couple of different species. I'm not going to get too deep into the lore. We're going to be done with this in a second. I know you're like, Arachnid Soul, come on. I didn't know this was going to be a Star Trek type podcast. I am in the booth and I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be here with you. These things are creepy. I've played Resident Evil 7 VR on PlayStation 4. I was inside that house with that creepy stuff that was going on. No spoilers. I actually uploaded a video of maybe an hour-long long play, or my version of a long play some time ago. I guess I'll put that down below in the video description. It's a very interesting watch. I'm not talking over it. Giving you some time here to just relax and just watch something. However you relax. If you like to medicate with some of that cannabis, listen, pause the video. Go do you. I'm not a drinker, but if you like a little bit of that booze, if you want to crack open one of those cold Steve Weisers, one of those cold James Storm Weisers, feel free to do it. Kick the legs back, enjoy the footage. You were watching, in my opinion, the best version of Fallout 4. I don't say that as a PC elitist, because there's a number of games, most are better on PC. Let's keep it 100. But there's a number of games that are console games, and they've been ported over horribly to PC, and some games that were released on both, but are better on console. For example, FIFA 22, the console version is a last-gen version. It's the PlayStation 4 version, whereas people on console have the PS5 version, the Xbox Series X version. I know people are like, PS5 is like Bigfoot or El Chupacabra. There's rumors of it existing, but very few people have claimed to see it, and almost no one's been able to get their hands on it. Yes. But let's get back to talking to Fallout 4 and these Mirelurks. I've been afraid of these things in real life, and you think I'm joking. And when I say in real life, I don't think I'm going to see them in the real world. But I mean, I have a fear in my real life of Mirelurks only when I'm playing Fallout and I see them. This isn't a thing I have nightmares about or anything. The way they scurry, and those nasty little hatchlings that are so fast that come out of the eggs. It's just nasty. The sounds they make. These things looked a little bit different in the earlier Fallout games. They were more upright, and you could see their faces and their torsos, which is what you aim for, not the shell, because you'll damage them more. Creepy stuff. I remember in Fallout 3, one of the first NPCs that you'd really like when you started the game, you came out of the vault and headed straight and then cut that right and ended up in Megaton, was a woman in Craterside Supply, and her name was Moira Brown. What a lovely character and a lovely woman. At some point, if you're helping her with the quest, she wants you to go down into this Mirelurk lore that's like in the sewers. They live in water. and they're much better in water running or swimming than you're going to be, and they're very comfortable in it, and they don't take reds. And I remember the first time that I played Fallout 3 and I had not played the previous top-down isometric games, which I have gone back and played a little bit of. Side note, for anybody out there who is a big fan of the Fallout series, there's been some great mod work done. I want you to check out a game, if you want to, called Fallout 3 Online. And this is basically a Fallout-style MMO that is much better than Fallout 76. And also you can play Fallout New Vegas with a mod online with other people who you can either quest with, or you can play PvE, PvP, there's safe zones. But let's talk about the Mirelurks. I hated doing that mission on Fallout 3 for Moira. Was not a fan of it, but it was fun, and for people who are not deathly afraid of these things. I'm not a guy who is afraid of insects in real life. You've been peeping the game with this commentary. Peep the name, arachnid soul, spiders, scorpions. Do I have any pets like that? I actually do have a pet tarantula, but they've never killed anyone. People won't believe me, but please do a Google search. They're not deadly to humans, though you really can't domesticate and tame them, and if you do the wrong thing with them, they will bite you. And I remember the second time and every time since that I've booted up a new version, modded or unmodded, of Fallout 3, and that mission comes up, it's an optional thing, I do not do it anymore, because you go into the sewer and it's not just Mirelurks, but what you're trying to do is place a camera in there to watch their hatchlings or their breeding or who knows what's going on. I don't think it'd be very enjoyable to watch Mirelurk porn, but you know, different strokes for different folks, pun intended. And I just will not play that mission. Too creepy, too scary, and also it's almost a maze down there. And they know exactly where they're going. You go down there, you get lost, and you run through a door. Even if you run out of that zone back into the main world, they will follow you out into the main world, even though there's a loading screen between the two. Very creepy, very gnarly stuff on the part of Bethesda. This is me somewhat coming out of the fear of Mirelurk closet. I don't think there's a version of Narcotics or Alcoholics Anonymous out there for people to join. And if you did, it would probably be just Fallout fans who are fans of the lore. But these Mirelurks, extremely creepy for the 17th time in this video. By the way, I'm going to lay out at some point, and I'm going to let you watch the rest of this video. But let's talk a little bit more. I plan to maybe do some videos and show you some Fallout stuff. I have some mods and some different things that really improve the game. It's a game that if you've played it on console, if you ever make the jump, or maybe keep a console and get a gaming PC, or get one of those amazing Steam decks that are on tap, I highly recommend you get Fallout 4. It's a very easy game to mod through Nexus Mod Manager. Back in the day, now Vortex. Easy to download, easy to install mods. I mean, literally one click of a button to uninstall a mod. So if you installed 5 mods and the game was fine, and then you installed mod number 6 and the game crashed, you know, it's mod number 6. Uninstall it. One click of a button. One click of a button if you want to. You can reinstall it. It was scary for me too. I thought, oh my God, I'm going to break this game. You're not going to break the game. And not that I've had to do this, but if you did somehow manage to break the game, it saves your saves to the cloud. I mean, you could just uninstall the game, which would delete the files, and your save information would still be there, and then you just re-download the game, and instantly you're back to vanilla. As simple as that. But you know, your boy likes that French vanilla, that strawberry, that chocolate. You know, I like that butter pecan, that cookies and cream. And I like to mix things up with my games. If I love a game, one of the biggest compliments is, like, if you love a MOBA, for example, if you're a fan of League, one of the biggest compliments to the game and those individual avatars is when you buy a skin. And if you're playing League in 2022, and I don't play League, but I respect League players, do yourself a favor, get a skin. Sending your boy out there naked, no skin, and then you go out there no boots. Stop it. But I enjoy Fallout. I respect it enough to mod it because that's what I do when I love games. Fallout ended up being one of my favorite game series of all time and one of the most underrated games that you can get for free right now on PC, on console, or on Nintendo Switch that you will love. Again, it is a free game. It is called... what is it called? Fallout Vault. Easy for me to say, not so easy for me to remember. And I hope you appreciate how creepy these things are. You've been watching this video. If you are not a person who's played Fallout, or maybe not played a version with these great textures and these creepy updates. I mean, these different Mirelurks actually glow. They have lighting effects. Some of the radioactive ones glow green, for example. You're seeing and you're hearing how smart, how fast, how creepy these things are, and you've had to see me juggle a little bit just to get away from them. And if you haven't played this game, I highly recommend it. It is not the best Fallout game. The best Fallout game, if you ask people, is Fallout New Vegas. And my favorite Fallout game, even though I love New Vegas, is Fallout 3, which is still one of my favorite video games of all time and one of the best RPGs I've ever played in my life. Whereas you play Fallout 4, it's more painted for a wider audience. I said wider, not whiter, not more Caucasian audience. Though, you know, it might be nice when Fallout 5 comes out to have a couple of Vault boys in there of color. Not that same white dude with the blonde hair who I do love, and I got the Funko Pop and the whole deal there. But give this game a try. I think you'll like it. It goes on sale. So give this game a try if you haven't. If you have, I hope this video inspires you to go back. The whole video is inside, but there's an amazing world outside that I, again, will be showing in other videos. And I think this game is, for a lot of people, going to be the most accessible Fallout game. And Fallout 76, that game has No Man's Skied itself to some degree. It has cyberpunked itself to some degree, even though that game is great. Still has a lot of bugs. Bought it on launch. Love it. Haven't finished it because I'm waiting for it to finish. Some people still like Fallout 76. You might have fun. It, you know, was one of the better MMOs that I played. Not one of the better MMOs. I should say one of my favorite MMOs. I'm not really a fan of the series, but or the genre. The best MMOs, the most fun MMOs, again, I should say, not best, that I have played in my life. The original Defiance, loved it. BioWare has a Star Wars MMO that is fantastic and a lot like Mass Effect, and no one knows less about Star Wars than I do, but it's still so enjoyable. There's a game called Will to Survive Online, which should be must-play for fans of things like the Stalker games. I know that was a weird way that middle of the sentence went, but, you know, your dude pulled it back. A little bit Stalker and a lot Fallout. I wonder why I like that game so much. Just great. It's an MMO that's in first person, and you use guns, and you go out into a radioactive world with friends, and you fight different mutated things, and there's crafting, and there's NPCs that are actually voiced and give you missions, and other people on there are friendly. There's PvE, or there is PvP. I think that's most of them. I mean, maybe there's some other MMO that I'm not thinking about and not going to list right now. But if it comes to me, I will blurt it out randomly at some point in the rest of the commentary. I'm going to put my brain to work subconsciously, and we're going to hope for the best, but don't expect anything because I might just completely forget about it. Fallout 4, though, is the one that has the best gunplay of any of the Fallout games, if you ask me. I mean, you know, Fallout 76 isn't that far away from it, but things like VATS and the controls do feel a little bit different. And also, finding ammo in that game, very difficult. I didn't mind it. I kind of like that aspect of it. I like some of that more realistic gunplay, some of those more realistic concepts, like the guns that would rust and break down on you. And Far Cry 2, my favorite Far Cry game of all time. I love it. Again, might be dated, but I would still tell people, go back, play that one, give it a serious try. Do your boy a favor. Set alarms. You can do it over time, over the course of a couple of weeks or a weekend. You don't have to do it in one setting. But go in, give that game 2 hours, and I think you will discover one of the most enjoyable open worlds ever in games. I think you will enjoy, in my opinion, the best Far Cry game of all time. Blood Dragon was cool too, but once you get past Far Cry 2 into Far Cry 3 and Blood Dragon, it basically becomes a mix of Just Cause and Red Dead Redemption 2. Maybe only in terms, Red Dead, of the same skinning of the animal animations. If this wasn't such a laid-back video, you'd be getting footage of these MMOs. You'd be getting footage of all these Fallout games that are not just Fallout 4. Your boy would be here, and he would have footage of the Far Cry games and me driving around in a Jeep out in the desert on Far Cry 2. But we're just relaxing today, just two friends kicking back and going back, because we go back like car seats and spinal cords. And I think I'm going to leave you here to enjoy the rest of this footage. If you want to, just chill. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy this beautiful game. It's a new year. I love all you humans, and I'm glad you're back. I'm glad to be back. And we're going to set some goals for this year, and we're going to stick to them, and we're going to support one another. But that's a different story for a different day. And I'd like to say here at the end, as I continue to think about just one more MMO that I really liked. I just need one more. And actually, I'm going to halfway cop out, and I'm going to call a game that is not really an MMO, but maybe promoted as such at times, Destiny 2. And that multiplayer is godlike. And also, I would like to give a shout out to all of the people out there in places like North America and places like Africa, in places like Asia and Australia and Antarctica, and I'm going to mention the homeland of humanity again if I did not. Should be the first continent mentioned, Africa. And I do know the other continents, but I don't know how many I'm at, and I'm in the dark, so I don't even have fingers to count on or keep track of. But thank you for being awesome people. Thank you for being an awesome person. Thank you for watching this video. 2020 is the year that I'm going in. Your boy's going deep into the murky waters. Let me do it again, just in tribute to Uncle Joey. You got to do it right. Your boy's going deep. 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 You see that? That's why you get that good headset. They can tell you if sound's coming from the left or from the right in 2022. As the year starts, it's not a goal, it's not a resolution, it's an absolution, and your boy's going to lay down the best year of topical and life commentary that I've ever done. I'm articulate, I'm passionate, I'm voracious, I got the gift of gab, and I'm going to share that gift with you. Do your boy a favor. On the way out, if you enjoyed this commentary, or if you just feel like supporting me, I think I'm a pretty cool, personable dude, hit that thumbs up, give me a like, subscribe if you are not, and maybe more so than that, I just appreciate if you shared this video and some other videos on Twitter. Not very hard to do. You copy that short link or the long link, short link down below, long link up above, and post those on social media. Twitter'd be the best one because I don't even mess with Facebook. And I will catch you, my friend, once again, from the bottom of my heart, sincerely. Thank you for watching, and keep watching. Relax. Later.